Folding phones are not a new segment anymore. We're now in the 5th generation of these magical little devices. With each generation, they get a whole lot better. They were novelty items before, and some people still think they are. But at this point, if you want to be taken seriously in the Android world, you need to have a foldable. So when OnePlus announced the foldable, people listened. This is my long-term review of the OnePlus OPEN. If you want to see how this phone stacks up against the Galaxy Z Fold 5, hit the link below or click the card at the end of the video. This is OnePlus's first foldable device. They had a lot of time to see what others were doing before they entered the market. And this phone also got pushed back a little bit too, for whatever reason. It's a pretty expensive device at $1,700, and so it's priced like a flagship phone, so it needs to be judged as one. When closed, it looks like most foldable phones. But what's the most impressive part is that it's only a few millimeters thicker than a regular smartphone. It doesn't feel chunky at all. Now, it does have this big camera cluster on the back, which actually helps provide a little bit of grip when holding it, but it also can get in the way when holding it landscape. Now, when we do open it up, it's a 7.82-inch display. This thing is absolutely beautiful. This display shares the same sharpness, ultra brightness, and smooth 120 Hz as some of the best displays out there. And for a foldable, this crease is nearly invisible. The only drawback to me has to be that aspect ratio. Watching widescreen movies, you have those little black bars, which I don't think is a problem since other devices have them too, like your TV or even an iPad. Also, it is thin glass and plastic, so it can get nicked up faster than traditional screens, so you need to baby it a little bit more than you normally do. And that goes for all foldable devices today. This hinge is so nice. There's not a level of jank or snags or difficulties when opening it up at all. It is so smooth, and it can hold a variety of different angles. And there's a little nice satisfying feeling and sound when you close it. I also love that there's a fingerprint scanner on the side of the phone, and it doubles as a power button. Enough of me gushing over design for the last 3 minutes. None of this matters if the phone sucks. And thankfully, it doesn't suck. Inside, it has the specs you'd want, like the latest chip from Qualcomm and 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is great, and it's needed for a foldable since you can do more, like running 3 apps at once, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the video. The 4,805 milliamp battery size provides all-day usage. But I do find, like with most foldables, when the screen is closed, battery life is going to last you a lot longer. But battery life on this phone, I don't think should be a concern at all. You do have that fast charging from 0 to 100 in 43 minutes. So for me, if I'm gonna go out for the night, I just plug in the phone while I'm taking a shower, brushing my teeth, brushing my hair. And by the time I leave the house, I have enough juice to last me the whole night without worrying. So there's not much to say about performance. It performs as well as any other flagship phone with these specs. So if you do want to game, it is great for gaming. This large screen makes gaming great. You have 120 Hz, you have great speakers, and just a great performing device if you are interested in gaming on this device. I do love foldables for touch games like Call of Duty and Battle Prime and other shooting games. Just makes it a whole lot easier to use, and the OnePlus OPEN has been just a great phone for those type of games. Simple games work pretty good too, but definitely those first-person shooters, that's where a foldable phone truly shines. If you use a controller like this one from GameSir, then you have a little portable gaming device, which works great for those shooters and even Xbox Game Pass. By the way, this is not a sponsorship, but this controller is great. Has all the buttons you'd want, plus great battery life, and it pairs easily to any device you have, including PC. So software can make or break an experience, and this is double true with a foldable device. OnePlus did a great job with the software. This is Oxygen 13.2 with Canvas, and Canvas is OnePlus's name for using more than one app at once. This allows the apps to remain full size, but nudges off the screen. I find this utilization of the full screen great, and when I go back to the Pixel Fold or even the Z Fold, I miss having Canvas. It's not perfect, and I do feel that Samsung still handles the folding software a little bit better. I will say OnePlus fixed one of the biggest annoyances. When you have an app open and then you close the screen, once it's closed, then you slide up and the app reopens on the cover display. This was not like this when the phone first came out. Also, flex mode does not exist on this device, whereas on the Z Fold, there are plenty of apps that does support it. There's definitely some things software side that is lacking, but for a first try, this is great. Now everyone's favorite part has to be the camera. I've taken over 100 photos over the past few months and videos to come up with an opinion. And with this and many other OnePlus cameras, it is kind of hit or miss. But I will say that this version gets it right a lot more than it gets it wrong. And I think these images are good enough. Look, we're in the space now where all cell phone images are pretty good. So sure, I could pause this video and zoom in on this one little area and talk about how the Pixel or the Samsung does it better. But at the end of the day, I am happy with these pictures. I've uploaded them without an issue and no one has commented saying that picture is bad. And I think that's what matters the most. It does allow you to shoot with the back camera as a selfie camera with the cover display, and that allows you to take really nice selfie images like this one. Although video is a step behind the big dogs, I still find that for social media, that these videos still look absolutely fine. OnePlus Open walking and talking shot. How does this look to you guys? Could you rock with this? Is this something you could do? Could you vlog like this? Let me know. So this is the OnePlus Open front-facing camera. It is shooting at 4K, 30 frames per second. We are here, bright sunny day. It is pretty windy out here, so I wonder how the microphone is getting rid of the wind. For me, the total package of this phone is what makes this a great phone. It's not a perfect phone, but it's my favorite foldable phone that I've used thus far, and it's one phone that I love to keep in my pocket.